Good morning, Det 150. As you all know, I am your evermost favorite current AS200 Cadet Carroll, and today we're going to be going over my method for shining shoes, the Carroll method at least, which I was taught by my father and sister. Worked for me every time I've done it, and taught a bunch of our current 200s, and seems to be a good method for everybody, at least at this point. Stuff you're going to need, if you're just getting these issued, you're going to need cotton balls and rubbing alcohol. We'll get into that later. Steam is ideal but not required. What I like to use cut up t-shirts for the process. You can also use cotton balls as well. There's little sponges that you can use. You can use cheap rags, whatever the heck you want. This just works well for me because it's a little softer than rags. But anyways, we're gonna get straight into the process. Usually I'd like to take off the laces, but I'm gonna be lazy today and not do that. When these are first issued, all of these shoes typically have like a rubber coating, not rubber, it's a wax coating, like a mat on the outside of it that you're gonna have to get off before you can actually shine the shoe in order to like access the leather. And what you're gonna do with that is you're gonna grab cotton balls. I'm pretty sure the Det actually has my rubbing alcohol, so I won't be able to use it. So we're just gonna imagine this is rubbing alcohol here. And you're gonna dip it in there, and then you're gonna rub it on the surface of the shoe hard enough to where you're gonna get a black substance that comes off, but not too hard, because if you rub too hard and sit there and continuously like kind of crush it a little bit too much, then it could damage the leather and potentially leave the shoe unshinable. So you have to find a right balance, a right mix between the two, hard enough to get a little black substance to come off, but also not too hard that you hurt the shoe. It's all based on feel, and it's not easy to mess up the shoe, so you'll be fine either way regardless. But that's gonna be a long process. That's gonna be 20 to 30 minutes of just doing that. It sucks, but everybody has to do it. Everybody has to start that way. Next, once all that's off, you're actually gonna get to shining the shoes, and what you're gonna need is you're gonna need shoe polish. You're gonna need some like substance or surface to put it on the shoe itself. I'm gonna use the cut up just cotton t-shirts from Target. They were like $5. It's beautiful. And then you're also gonna need some sort of water. I'd like to use steam. Steam works best because it opens the leather pores of the shoes. But essentially, you're just gonna start with your little horsehair brush. You can find these in the Det. There's their own kit, their own package. It's easy. And you also don't necessarily have to buy it, but you should buy your own polish because you don't want to steal other people's. But anyways, you're gonna start, you're just gonna hit the shoe with the brush itself to get any sort of, any dirt, any dust off, just to clean it up a little bit at the start. And the harder you do this, the better, which is kind of gonna be, the more firm you are with the shoe throughout the course of the process, the better it's gonna look. Next, I'm just gonna take slightly warm water and use my cotton balls and go over the surface a little bit. Warm water opens the pores of leather, at least that's what I was taught. So hitting it throughout the whole surface will make it easier to shine throughout the process. You're gonna do that, blah, 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 etc. Mine are pretty good, so I don't even really need to hit it too hard right now. But imagine I just went over the whole thing. And you're then gonna hit it with the brush again just to get the water itself off. Right, and this is the difficult part. You're gonna take your polish. If you do use here, if you do use cut up t-shirts, then this is what you're gonna do. If not, then everything else works. It doesn't really matter, but what I like to do is I like to wrap my finger in the shirt incredibly tight to save me from having problems down the road. Roughly about like this. Then you're gonna get into the polish. Till it looks something like that. Then you're gonna rub it in small circles along the surface of the shoe. I'm just gonna do the toe for this part because Once again, I've got like 18 coatings on this shoe, so I'd only ever touch up at this point. But when you're just starting, you're gonna wanna do this and repeat this process like 3 to 5, if you're really striving, then like 8-ish times to really make it look good, really shine. You're gonna take time, you're gonna go slow and steady, and you're gonna use your finger to really rub the polish into the pores of the leather, the shoe itself. The more and the longer you take to do this, the more pressure you put, everything comes into play with how good it looks, etc. Take some time, your technique's gonna have to probably get better and better the more that you do it. Now once you reach roughly this point, I'm gonna show you. It should look very unshined with the polish on it. It should be completely covered, and from there, you're gonna grab your brush again. This is the most important part. You're gonna brush off and brush in the polish into the shoe hard. If you don't do this hard, then it will not look good. This should be a lengthy process. This is 5 to 10 minutes each time you do it. If you do it 5 times, it's gonna be a while. You're gonna be doing this for a long time. It's gonna be really annoying, but it works and it makes it look way better. Something just failed. And from that point on, you got a shine shoe. Hope you find this helpful. If you have any questions, reach out. Have a good day.